Hey dudes, I hope you guys are having a lovely day, and welcome to Zombie High Volume 1. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's go ahead and start reading, I guess. Zombie High Volume 1 by Aaron Foster Hartley. Jane, your mother yells from the hallway of your family pod. Get your butt out of bed, you're gonna be late. Coming, you moan half-heartedly. You've already been awake for the past 2 hours, too frozen with fear and anticipation to budge from under your green camouflage comforter. It's finally here, you think to yourself. My first day of high school. Life is finally beginning. No, my dear. Life does not begin until the day after high school is over. Because once high school is over, everything starts to change. You'll be required to get more responsibilities. Sorry, guys. I'll get back to it. Sorry. Judging from the clanks and sizzles and occasional yelps of pain coming from the other room, you're guessing that your mom is attempting to make breakfast, which in itself is a momentous event. She's usually much too busy in her laboratory cooking up the newest batch of life-saving serum to bother with actual food. Rise and shine, soldier! The captain of the Zeta Sector Military Police Force stands out at attention in your bedroom doorway, his salute blocking out most of the light from the hallway. You need to be out that door by 0600 hours. Yes, sir. You sit up and feel under your bunk for your slippers. Aw, don't be nervous, pumpkin. You'll do fine. He pats you on the head as you pass him on the way to the bathroom. Just be yourself. Great advice. Surprisingly, your mom's pancakes turn out to be not that half bad. After inhaling a stack and downing a glass of protein drink, you grab your backpack and head for the door. Along the way, you pick up your trusty .22 caliber pistol named Opal after the white iridescent insect on its handle. Double checking the barrel and the safety before slipping her into the side pocket of your pack. Well, I'm off. Wish me luck. Where do you think you're going with that, young lady? Your mom asked with a raised eyebrow. What? You say. You're actually going to send me off to school all alone with no protection? She stands patiently in front of you with her hand out. She's late for work, but she looks like she could wait there all day. As far as moms go, yours is always right. Although she's a stickler for the rules, and the sector law says that the only weapon children under 18 are allowed to carry in public is a crowbar. You consider your options. You could hand over the gun in exchange for the crowbar, refuse and try a little light-hearted negotiation for it, perhaps some lunch money. What do you do? I can hand over the pistol. I can refuse. I can try to juice her for it. But before I answer this question, I have a better question myself. One, I understand, this is called Zombie High, but who allows children to walk around with a crowbar? Why are they being allowed outside with zombies? If the zombies are outside, why are they not allowed to carry a gun? So I'm thinking that there are zombies in this game, right now, but I'm just gonna hand it over. Be good. You reluctantly hand over Opal, and she hands you your crowbar. It's painted green and spans the length of your forearm, and it's way too boring to have a nickname. What? No. We gotta have a nickname for our trusty little crowbar. We're gonna name him Steve. Let's name him Steve. Now, your mom adopts her motherly tone. I know school can be cliche, but don't limit yourself to one group of friends. You're pretty, you're smart, and you're athletic. So it's not fair to restrict yourself to a single label. Be nice to everyone and try not to give into peer pressure. God, Mom, you groaned. You sound like one of those lame after-school specials you and Dad are always watching on the retro tram. Your dad laughs as his hands your mom her briefcase. Well, those were the good old days. The year is 16 AZ. I'm guessing AZ means after zombie. It's been 16 years since the beginning of the worldwide VM pandemic. VM stands for Victus Mortis, the clinical name for the living dead. But they go by many other names too: meat bags, bags, undies, trips for the awkward way they stumble around, fectos, the low-level infected who still have a chance of recovery, 20s, the worst of the worst level 20 infection, and sprayers for the big green mess that 20 brains make on wall when you shoot them. Before the VMs wiped out most of the world's population, a small handful of lucky survivors were able to find safety underground. At last, 72,641 Americans occupied the 12 high-tech military bunkers built below Seattle sometime in the early 2000s. Your sector Zeta is somewhere beneath what used to be Tucson. The government has plans to expand farther underneath the entire country to create a safe haven in the event of a major terrorist event such as nuclear fallout or bioterrorism. But no one ever expected that these plans would be interrupted by something straight out of an old zombie movie. Your mother was 6 months pregnant when she and your father entered Zeta Sector. Thanks to their medical and military backgrounds, they've been recruited soon after the infection was discovered, simultaneously in Shanghai, Mumbai, London, Johannesburg, Rio, Sydney, and New York City. You were born in the Zeta Sector Hospital, and you've spent every day of your 16 years of life safely tucked away in its residential zone. According to sector law, all children under 16 must be homeschooled, either by tutors or various sector-sponsored undernet sites. After that, everyone is required to attend public sector high school for 3 more years. The best and brightest students enter either the military or medical fields. The average citizens might accept teaching, being a janitor, or service positions, but the rest have only 2 options: either marry someone in the first 2 categories and start a family, or earn food vouchers by volunteering for medical experiments. For you and your generation, it's always been this way. Your only memories of before zombies would come from movies made long ago in some place they used to call Hollywood. Now, the newest media personalities, mostly boy bands and reality television stars, come out of Alpha Sector. Movies don't get made much anymore, so you and everyone else your age obsesses over old classics like Grease, Mean Girls, and High School Musical. Okay, I like the movie Grease. That's a good movie. And though you know they're all just stupid fantasies from a long dead era, you still hope that Zeta High will have maybe just a fraction of their awesomeness. Except maybe for kids busting out into song in the hallways. That you could live without. That would be weird but funny as hell. You give your parents one last hug goodbye and head down the corridor to meet up with your best friend Chase. Well, at least he was your best friend before you entered high school last year. He entered high school last year. You've grown apart a little bit since then, but now you hope it's going to be just like old times again. Plus, it would be great to have someone close by to show you the ropes and give you advice. The door of Chase's pod swings open. "Yeah, Ma," he says over his shoulder as he comes out into the corridor. "She's here right now." "Good luck, Jane," Chase's mother calls from inside, and you wave thanks. Chase pushes his shady brown bangs out of his blue eyes with an impatient flick of the wrist. Pulling the door shut behind him, he smiles and flips his own green crowbar up onto the air and then slides it deftly into the side pocket of his cargo pants. "Ready to go, bait?" You hate this nickname for all first-year students, even if it is true that 18% of them don't survive their third year. "Shut up," you say, elbowing him in the ribs. "Relax," he says, elbowing you back. "You know I'm just kidding." You guess Chase could be described as cute, but you've also known him since you were 4 years old. You've shared baths and chickenpox, and you've tormented countless babysitters and tutors together. You come to think of him solely as a brother. Any thought of romance between the two of you makes you queasy. The two of you follow the east corridor to the subway, joining the mass of other students and workers along the way. A colorful mural celebrating Dr. Ethan Alflich's early antidote research adorns the stone walls. The heavy scent of spray paint fills the nostrils. And you notice that someone's graffiti, "Det to all fectos" and "Meatbags suck" across the doctor's oversized beaker of AZ-214. Suddenly, the foot traffic in front of you comes to a halt. "Looks like a bottleneck up at the eye scanner," Chase says, craning his neck above the crowd. "They must have caught a fecto." In few moments, the crowd slowly starts to move again, and you finally make it to the eye scanner. You walk through it and careful not to blink, as a heavily armed military policeman watches the computer screen. It flashes green and he waves you through the gate. You and Chase arrive at the platform just as the subway does, and you hustle inside to find a seat together. "So did your mom freak out this morning when you left?" Chase asked you. "Nah, she was fine. She just gave me some cliche advice about avoiding peer pressure and cliches." "Well, she's right about that." "Ugh, you grown. You too? You can't be serious." "I am," he says, scanning the car anxiously before settling back into his seat. The Zeta High School scene is brutal. It's best to avoid it altogether. What do you mean? Alrighty, guys. I'm going to leave this episode right here. I hope to see you in the next one. And I'll see all you dudes in the next one. Bye!